Hello, creators, and welcome to Rediscovering Be Something Wonderful, where we revisit timeless classics from deep within our video archives. What you're about to hear may completely change how you understand affirmations. Because what worked here wasn't repetition, wasn't emotion, and wasn't trying to convince the subconscious mind of anything. It was something far more simple, yet infinitely more powerful. In this video, you're going to see why something can appear to manifest overnight. Not because of how many times something is repeated, but because of who you are being while it is repeated. This reveals the deeper truth that nothing is ever created through effort, techniques, repetition, or emotion, but rather from the identity being assumed. In the moment that identity is chosen, reality reflects it instantly. This is why robotic affirmations can seem to work so fast. Not because repetition has power, but because in that moment, consciously or unconsciously, you become the identity for whom and through whom your desired reality is already real. Now, let's open the vault once again and rediscover why manifesting and creating your reality is natural in your innate nature as I am awareness. Welcome back to Be Something Wonderful. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Here we are continuing to broadcast from the beautiful island of Bonaire in the Dutch Caribbean. I have a powerful video for you today. A discussion with one of you over the weekend. You said, Tom, I just made myself an overnight success by declaring it. He goes, it robotically, right? Persisting in that idea that his primary affirmation is, I am an overnight success. He was referring to some powerful videos that we did on the idea of robotic affirmations and how powerful they are. And he said, I stopped chasing the feeling of wish fulfilled. And I just declared that I'm fulfillment. That the changing thoughts and feelings don't change my affirmation, my declaration that I am an overnight success. That and this idea that I'm not faking it, I'm creating it. By declaring it, by assuming it, by affirming it, that I'm source energy. I'm that energy in motion. So I don't have to chase 3D temporary emotions. I am that motion or that energy or that source. Stuff that we've talked about on the channel, he goes, it really all came together for me. And he wanted to talk about specific videos and his movement. Right? He went from barely making ends meet to having his first $25,000 month in his business. And he said, really, I had a zero social life, to having more friends than he could possibly imagine. And now he's dating and is now getting serious with somebody, right? That they're talking about now moving in together. This is powerful. And here are some of the, I wanted them to share, because I know you would ask, some of his affirmations or some of the things that his story that he was telling himself. But remember, the power isn't there. And he'd be the first one to tell you this. The power is in your acceptance that you're already that person you desire to be. Your acceptance that you are an overnight success, not chasing the thoughts and feelings, those changing thoughts and feelings, not chasing fulfillment, but declaring it, creating it. All right? So why am I so successful? Why am I so wealthy and in love? The idea of using affirmations, which we talked about. He referred to a few videos that we did on those as well. The world loves me and adores me. It doesn't get better than this. Why am I so healthy, wealthy, free, and in love? One affirmation that we've talked about before. I love being healthy, wealthy, free, and in love. Remember, and we talked about this quote from Neville Goddard, when I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion, but the acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. Feeling grateful, fulfilled, or thankful is easy. It is easy to say, thank you, isn't it wonderful? It is finished. In other words, that acceptance itself, that conviction within, is the feeling of wish fulfilled. It's that sense of gratitude for being source. Gratitude for being that I am awareness that creates your entire life experience. It's innate. It's not gratitude. Remember, it's not conditional gratitude. It's a state of being. You're grateful because you are that source. That gratitude and joy and love is that one emotion of source energy. And so I am an overnight success is immediate. It's instant. Of course, the 3D circumstances of his life must form around that assumption and declaration, because he's no longer waiting or chasing feelings. He's no longer worried that if he's triggered or if he wakes up not feeling overly positive or good one day, that he's not that person he desires to be. He knows that he's that person he desires to be because he says so, regardless of what his changing thoughts and feelings are, or the changing appearances in his 3D physical world. This is powerful. And remember, the idea of feeling, and I use this quote from The Chosen, that show of the life of Jesus, but I don't feel any different when Jesus talks to his apostles and says, I'm going to send you out 2 by 2 to do works and wonders, miracles and wonders. And one of the apostles says, well, I don't feel any different. And Jesus, your I am awareness, says, I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. Do you see? It's the feeling is in effect, it's the result of your assumptions. It's a result of your acceptance that you're already that person you desire to be. Sure, feelings can be powerful, but they're powerful because you are source. They're powerful because there's only one feeling, one emotion, and that's source energy. And that everything is a manifestation or a translation of that one source that you are. That's why feelings can be powerful. That's why anything can be powerful, because you're the power, right? You're the source. It's you as that I am awareness, as that one source, that one energy in motion, right? That eternal state of love, gratitude, joy, and fulfillment of who you are. Declaring, I am an overnight success. Why am I so wealthy and healthy and in love? Why is money always just flowing to me? Why have people giving me compliments? Why am I adored by the world? Why does everyone want to be with me? You create that experience, a horizontal linear experience in the physical 3D world, right? From you declaring that. But remember, that physical experience is your experiencing of reality. It's a reflection, a projection of what you're experiencing within. Remember, within and there is no within and there is no without. There's just you. There's no in there or out there. There's just you as ultimate reality, and it unfolds. That vertical experience of you as source unfolds as a horizontal linear experience in the physical world. Yeah, those. Remember, the 3D physical experience looks solid. It looks consistent and continual, but it's always changing. It's never the same, and it's changing according to you saying, hey, I am an overnight success. I am that person I desire to be, and then that's what it must show you. Affirmations are the acceptance, the source and conviction that you are already that which you desire to be. They are the evidence not the changing conditions of people, events, and circumstances in your changing thoughts and feelings. They're not source or evidence of anything. Do you see it? They're just mere effects. You are the evidence, your assumption, your affirmation. That's why robotic affirmations are so powerful, because they're not really robotic. They're you as source, creating, declaring, and assuming that you are that person you desire to be. The difference is you're no longer waiting or trying to conjure a certain feeling or a certain temporary emotion. You know that you are that emotion, that you are source. This is powerful today. So, this, I love this guy. He goes, I cracked the code. He did crack the code. On the whole idea of Neville Goddard's idea of the feeling of wish fulfilled, or the feeling is the secret. The idea is that your source is the secret. Your conviction is the secret. Your I am awareness is the secret. The feeling of wish fulfilled is a conviction, an acceptance that you're already that person you desire to be. And then, of course, you're going to feel, you're going to have a translation of that conviction, a translation of that assumption, and feel gratitude, feel joy, feel the certainty of your source, feel the certainty of who you are. Remember, source is source. You are source. You are all that is. You are reality, whether you feel it or not. Source is source, whether you feel it or not. Right? The circumstances and conditions of his life experience instantly began forming around his robotic affirmations. Or, in other words, acceptance of the fact that his wish is fulfilled and that he is already who he desires to be. Wow. It's the acceptance. Neville Goddard says it there. It's powerful. Right? Yes, you're going to feel things, but those feelings come the result of your assumptions. The results of your affirmations, your assumptions, your declarations, your I am identity, your self-concept, who you say you are, who you affirm yourself to be, who you assume you are, who you accept that you are. Right? Why not accept yourself as an absolute overnight success? That everything's always working out for you. That there's wealth and love and everything that you want. I gave that challenge we had our live stream on the membership channel yesterday, our 18th live stream, and our 9th live stream of the year. We had it on the membership channel yesterday, and I gave the members a challenge. Why not just declare yourself and be that person that you always wanted to be? Why not just say, you know what, I am that person, that ideal that I always wanted to be? Why not affirm that? Why not just declare it? We use the word robotic affirmations, but that really gives it an idea that they're not powerful. They're insanely powerful because your source, they're really not robotic. It's source, it's you as I am awareness, creating that reality in that moment. So why not take the challenge for the next 48 hours and always be that person you always wanted to be, right? Just declare that you are that ideal, whatever that is, whatever that means to you, right? The acceptance of the fact that it's already true. Every thought and assumption and affirmation makes a subconscious impression, whether it's felt or not. We had this whole discussion that he talked to coaches years ago that you said, kind of worry him that he needs to feel it to make a subconscious impression. But remember, the feeling is a manifestation of your assumption. Every thought, every assumption makes an impression because your consciousness. Everything's accepted as part of source. There's nothing rejected by consciousness. There's nothing rejected by that awareness. God doesn't reject anything. Everything's accepted. So you are consciousness. You are source energy. Source energy. Source energy. The emotion of source or of God. You're the emotion. That emotion of I am is the highest emotion. It's source energy. That's the emotion we're talking about. It's that energy in motion, source energy. Everything else is a translation of that. All those changing thoughts and feelings are a translation of that one thought of source. All those changing feelings are a translation of that one emotion of source energy, love. One thought of love, one emotion of love. One source, one reality, one God. All of that, seeing that one emotion, that one thought, from infinite perspectives or viewpoints or vantage points. But why not see it as you and as an absolute overnight success? Why not see it from the vantage point that you are already that person you always wanted to be, that you always desired to be? And then that's what must unfold in your 3D linear experience. Very powerful today. This guy did crack the code, right? To go from barely making ends meet, right, to his first $25,000 a month and money just rolling in, that's big. From no social life to now having a steady person that he wants to build a life with, that he wants to move in with, to having close friends surrounding him. This is big. Affirm, assume, announce, and declare yourself an overnight success in every area of your life experience. Because when you declare it, remember, you are reality. So when you say, I am experiencing an overnight success, I'm experiencing success in every area of my life, then it must be because there's no other source. There's no other authority. There's no other power that declares that but you. Your robotic affirmation is the evidence in the proof. That's how powerful that is. You are source, that unseen beingness of I amness. It's always unseen, right? The seen is just a physical expression, an experience of that unseen reality that you are. It's just another way of seeing yourself, experiencing yourself as source. The manifested circumstances, the changing conditions of people, events, and things, thoughts and feelings, are not source or evidence of anything. In other words, you give them all the meaning and reality that they have. You're the only one. You're never faking it. You're never pretending. You're creating it. You are reality. You give meaning to all of it. It's all you. That's why robotic affirmations are so astonishingly powerful. That's why they literally made him an overnight success, because he said so. And then the 3D conditions must form around that. He wasn't saying it and then waiting. He wasn't saying it and then fighting his changing thoughts and feelings. He wasn't saying it, declaring it, affirming it, and then saying, oh, I'm triggered, now I'm not going to get what I want. He was affirming it from being that one emotion of source, knowing that no matter what those changing translations of that source energy that he is, his source is source. I am who I am. I'm an overnight success no matter what I'm thinking or feeling, or the changing circumstances and appearances. This is powerful. That's how robotic affirmations literally changed me, made me an overnight success. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. Yesterday we had that powerful live event on the membership channel, our 18th live event overall, our 9th live event of this year, and we're going to have more to come. We also released a powerful video on the membership channel yesterday as well, and a public video for all of you. So 3 big events yesterday in the Be Something Wonderful studios. More to come. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.